What's up everybody, it's AFarCryAway, and today I wanted to make a very quick video to kind of let you guys know if the latest No Man's Sky update is kind of worth reinvesting in the game over. So I actually had played a little bit of No Man's Sky, I believe maybe 1 or 2 updates ago, and I really only played it for a little under 2 hours. I didn't really like the game that much. I thought it was just a lot of busy work, not a lot really to do past that. And I got really bored with it really quickly, and plus I was having performance issues all across the board, and I just wasn't enjoying my time with it. Now, going back into it with this latest update has been a really refreshing breath of fresh air, I guess you could say, because it's, now it has co-op, so me and my friends were able to all jump in together, and as you know, having a cooperative experience makes really any video game you play better. So having all of my friends there was definitely a huge improvement already. Now, I believe you can have up to 16 players in your lobby, and that's insane. So if the 4 of us wanted to, we could invite a bunch of other people in there, and maybe if I ever Twitch stream it or something, I can get a lot of you guys in there with me, and it would be incredibly cool. So there's that going for the game, and I believe that is definitely going to be the strongest aspect of this latest update. It definitely improves any game, like I said, if you have co-op, I believe. Now, with this co-op, I mean, you're not doing anything absolutely crazy, at least not in the first couple hours of gameplay. Now, keep in mind, this is definitely a first impressions video. I think we've put about 6 hours in now, and we did have to restart a new instance. So, real quickly, before I get into the goods, let me just go ahead and hit all the bad things first. So, basically, there's a lot of bugs in this game still. A lot of really odd things, like minerals that you just mined reappearing in front of you randomly. There's a lot of weird, like, server, almost like desync issues here and there that have cropped up. We had a moment where we spawned in together and one of our friends' ships was just floating in the air above our ships, and they couldn't get to it until it came back down. Which is bad because you need that ship to get off the starting planet that you're put on. Another weird oddity is that it puts you on a very hostile planet, I noticed. Like, each time that we spawned a new game, we would be spawned on a very hostile planet. So I don't know if, I think it's intended actually, I believe it's part of the game, because it's trying to teach you how to survive. So in a way I kind of am okay with that, because it kind of drops you in the deep end of the pool. But at the same time, I could see why a lot of people would be frustrated by this, especially if you're trying to play it like on a harder setting. We are playing on more of like the easy mode, not quite the build only mode, but it's more of the relaxing way to play mode. I think it's like the one before the easiest, like no damage mode. So yeah, I can definitely see why some people might be a little bit frustrated that they might just be dying immediately and they don't really know what's going on, and they're still trying to read all of the menus and the text and everything. But here's the thing, right? While this game does have kind of an intense early learning curve, you can pretty much get your head around all of the concepts within about an hour or 2 hours, especially if you're working with your friends. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit on the slow side at times when it comes to new games and learning the mechanics and everything. So it was really helpful having friends there to kind of help me walk me through certain aspects of the game, and then as well as me helping them out with certain aspects that maybe I understood better. So again, this was another instance where playing this game with friends did really improve that beginning bit of the gameplay. And the really cool thing is if you're playing co-op, you spawn with your friends, so it definitely does, like, again, I said, improve the experience, because, you're all starting on this hostile planet together. You can meet up and kind of help each other out and build the refinery thing that you need to make the stuff to repair your ships with, so you can get off the planet and go exploring and such. I guess one last bad thing was we had this really nasty bug crop up where one of our friends couldn't build her base, and that's bad because you really need that to make a lot of stuff and to proceed with the story mode and whatnot. And each time she was deploying it, it wasn't working, so we all decided together to back out of the server. But then I got a nasty bug where my save file got completely lost or corrupted, and I believe this actually might be due to the Steam Cloud Sync, but I'm not 100% sure if that was what was causing it or not, because I turned it off and now I haven't been having those issues, but who knows. And then again, like I was going to mention, they are going to do hot fixes for this game in this patch, so if you're having like really nasty bugs playing it, it's kind of to be expected, and hopefully they're going to be rolling out patches in the near future to kind of sort a lot of these weird oddities out. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the beginning maybe 5 to 6 hours for us, it hasn't been super duper crazy. I mean, it's not like we've gotten into any fights or engagements with enemies or anything like that. It's been a lot of exploring the terrain, looking for salvage, looking for, you know, technology to sell for money, looking for, you know, ancient languages, or not ancient, but alien languages to learn, things like that. Doing what you do in No Man's Sky, even in the base game back when it released. But what's also cool is they've added that whole base building component to the game, so we've been also expanding into making our own bases on this one planet. We each have our own little section of the world that we've populated with our bases, and we are planning on eventually going into like intergalactic, you know, world hopping. So what we're going to have to do is build a hyperdrive in order to do that. And I believe a lot of this stuff is all stringed together through the main storyline, quotations mark storyline, because there's not really a whole lot of story there. But there are events that kind of go from one thing to the next that do kind of teach you the game mechanics, and along the way introduce more and more concepts and open up the world even more to you. So in that regard, it's very addicting actually, and even though you might find yourself doing a lot of the same thing over and over in regards to the mining, it does have enough there now that there's a core gameplay loop that will keep you addicted and wanting to keep completing your little mental projects, I guess you could say. There's always something to do in No Man's Sky, and I believe that's what the strongest point of the game is now. Oh yeah, and before I forget to mention this, in the new update, you can also play the game in third person, which is really awesome, as well as customize your character model with a few different races and armor variants. And honestly, I have to say, playing the game in third person really does feel like the way the game is actually meant to be played, with the first person option being very good as an optional viewing point. I really do think the game benefits a lot from the third person perspective in terms of gameplay and having your situational awareness and everything, but it is more immersive in first person. But I just think the way the game looks in third person just looks a lot more like the way it should have been. But then again, like I said, I can see why first person might have been the preferable choice from the beginning for the immersion factor. I think in the ships, first person is definitely more befitting. However, seeing your ship from the outside is definitely a bonus, and I do like that. And having your own character customization really does add to the personalization of the whole experience, and I think that's one of my favorite things in any kind of open world roaming around kind of game. I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4 recently, and having the ability to customize my character in that definitely adds to the experience for me, and I think it's the same for No Man's Sky. So yeah, you might lose a little bit of that, you know, being invested in the game world and everything, but at the same time, seeing your own character definitely helps you build a little story around them, and I do enjoy that. So would I actually recommend the game at $30 on sale right now with this next update? Yes, because it is actually worth your time now, and there's actually a gameplay loop and a core there, and there's always something to do, and you always want to build and expand your own base. There's definitely a core, and it's good. Now, they should definitely keep improving upon this core, and if they do, it might actually be worthy as a $60 game. But right now, for $30, it's definitely worth your time, even more so if you have friends to play it with. I could see it getting a little bit, you know, boring if you played it by yourself, unless you like the solidarity of it. Which could definitely be a good alluring aspect of the game, because if you played it before this update, you were playing it single player anyway. And if you enjoyed it that way, then that's great. But I definitely think if you weren't interested in the game before and you found it really repetitive or boring, do give it a shot now. If you have a group of friends to play it with, it's going to be a pretty good time. And yeah, hopefully that this little review has helped you guys. The optimization's better, so if you have kind of a worse PC, it should be at least a little bit more manageable now. And yeah, overall, the update's looking pretty good. I can't wait to see what they do with the future of this game. I really hope this isn't the end. It would be really disappointing if this was the last update or major update, because this game now is in the position where it should have been at launch, and I can see the future of No Man's Sky being huge. And I'm liking this game so much that I really do want to continue doing coverage on it. So if there's any more large updates to the game, I'll be sure to kind of update you guys on it as best as I can and do that for you. So thank you all so very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to try to post more content as soon as possible. And if you haven't noticed, I've been Twitch streaming a lot more recently. It's twitch.tv/AFarCryAway. I do plan on streaming tomorrow or today, depending on when I upload this. And I might be doing a No Man's Sky stream, so be sure to stop on by for that. So, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.